Greetings, RC model geeks, and here we are in the shed yet again for part 12 of the Sarik Hobbies de Havilland, Canada Chipmunk build. Now, I've actually done everything for the day, and now I'm making this bit of video because I accidentally deleted this morning's bit of video. And as I was saying in that video, there was no video yesterday. I had to get the cat put down yesterday, and I just wasn't in the mood really to do any videoing. But I did lock myself away in the shed and produced what you see here, which is pretty much the finished fuselage. I've added some bits. I don't know how well that will show up. Let's see if it's in the video. Runners for the canopy, stuff like that is all done. Yeah, I mean, you know, nothing complicated in this really. It was just the same as doing the underside, and like I said, I just stuck the crutch of the fuselage together with double-sided tape so that, you know, I could do everything. Obviously it won't be staying like that. We'll be pulling it apart once everything's sanded and then gluing it properly. So there you go. I'm now going to hand you back to Rob for the second part of this video. Okay, so there it is. That is the basics of the fuselage complete. Now, like I said earlier, we're not going to do any more to this at the moment. Because there's other bits that have got to fit to it, mainly the wing, and you know, we want to get a nice joint between the wing and the fuselage, so we're not going to worry too much about the final finishing of that area yet. But that is it. Not too bad. I've got to do the final sanding. We'll leave that till later as well. But yeah, looking good, looking good. So you know what's next? It is the wings. Great stuff. So, oh god, it's only lunchtime. I'm yawning already. So I think the thing to do is to get this plan out the way, get up the wing plan, and then probably just cut out all the ribs and stuff. Yeah, let's work out. I think there's like 18 different ribs for each wing panel. So we've got to get them cut, sanded. Hopefully we can start at least laying out the wing today and see how easy it is to put together. It looks pretty simple, so I don't think there'll be any major kind of issues. Oh gosh. So yeah, let's get that other plan out and see what we've got to do. Oh, I went and bought some sanding sealer for this this fuselage. This is Guild Materials Coating Extras sanding sealer. It's a cellulose sealer. This is from Perkins actually. There we go. I don't know if you can see that there. It's J. Perkins. Yeah, So we'll be painting that with some sanding sealer and sanding and painting and sanding and making it look nice. So back when I've got the wing out. Right. So I've been through all the laser cut stuff and cut out everything that was needed for the wing. That's the ribs, some doublers and other bits, spars and stuff. And that is all there. Now, the first thing we need to really do is glue the main spars together. Now, I've got one here. It's basically two parts that are slotted together like that and glued. Now, you want to make sure that you glue the thing straight, and so the way I'm going to do it is I've got a couple of rulers here, so I could just push this up against the straight edge of the ruler and my two parts are perfectly in line, and then I'm just going to glue that centre section. Got to do that twice because there are two spars, one for each wing. So that is the first thing I'm going to do. The other thing, of course, you have to do once you've cut out all your parts is sand them. Yeah, you want to sand off those little laser marks, you know, where it's still attached to the wood. Get them all nice and smooth, and it's worthwhile sanding your bits of wood now, because it's much more of a pain in the arse, especially the ribs, when the wing is actually built. So get them all nice and smooth now. It'll save hassle later on. You can just sit there for 15 minutes, you know, giving them a quick brush over with a sanding block just to take off all those marks. So I'm going to get these two spars glued together, and then we'll get the plan back out on the bench and work out what our methodology is going to be to actually build this thing. Right, so I had a look at the drawing, and it's not as simple as it first seems putting this together. So we're going to have to do some sort of sub-assemblies. I think that's the way to go. So you've got to glue a couple of bits together. B3, this thing here, that's two parts. That needs to be glued together to make up one big thick piece. B1, these two parts here, also the same, needs gluing together and making up into one thick piece. After that, this is where it gets fun. B3, which is this one, has got to have a taper sanded on it right across there to basically a point. So got to do that. B1 is pretty much the same. Once it's glued together, it's got to have a taper sanded back into it on both sides. So that is going to take some time. So I don't think we'll end up really starting the build of the wing in earnest today. We'll see how it goes. I've got to get this glued now. I'd already done this one earlier, so that has pretty much, you know, gone off, but I hadn't done this one. So I'm going to get this glued, get it clamped up for a bit. Hopefully that will dry off fairly quick, and then we can do some sanding. There's the main rear spars. that one there is all glued together, ready to go. And there is the other one there. So they're all ready to go. Yeah. So, right, I'm going to get this glued, and then I'll contemplate sanding this. Alright, almost finished sanding that to a taper. There you go. Beautiful. Okay, I admit it. I didn't do it with the sanding block. I did it on the rotary sander, the disc sander. But that is one side tapered to a point. I've got to do the same again on that side. Yeah, great fun. So it's getting there slowly. So back with you when I've done that. Right, so I have also sanded B1 to a wedge shape, as you can see there and there. So that is done. Those are two bits that needed to be sorted out. So what else can we do to make life easier for ourselves in the construction of this? Now, all the trailing edges, if you look on the drawing, are raised off the bench. You can see this line here, we'll call that the bench, all right? Follow it through, they come through to this point here, which is going to be where the bottom longerons are. Now, as you can see, we can work out a distance of each one of these, yeah, and as that goes towards the tip, you'll see that that distance gets narrower and narrower. So what we can do is work out what that taper is. It's going to be a constant taper all the way along the wing, and we can cut a piece of packing wood to that taper and basically place it here all the way along the trailing edge of that wing, and that will set up our ribs perfectly. So that is what we are going to do next, and that'll be the final thing, I think, for the day. I'm just going to use just a bit of scrap balsa, I don't know, 1/8, quarter, something like that. Just something that I can slot under those ribs to give me the correct spacing off the bench. So that's the final thing I'm going to do today. So I'll come back to you when I've cut that out. Right, there you go. I have cut one, what we will call a spacer, and that is going to sit somewhere there as we build the wing, and that will just hold up all the ribs at the right angle as we build it. And that is it for the day, I'm afraid. There is no more. Hopefully there'll be a video tomorrow. I've got something to do in the morning, so yeah, we'll see how long that takes, but fingers crossed there'll be another part tomorrow. We might even start construction, but I'm sure there are still a few things to do to make things simpler when we come to build it. I might even build the centre section of the wing first, We will see. I will contemplate that. And we've also got to put the holes in for the push rods for the ailerons and for the flaps as well. I've got the bell cranks that sit in here. Let's have a quick look, shall we? See, we've got bell cranks here, and you'll see this dotted line along here is the push rod. We're going to do it push rod operated as the designer originally intended, rather than putting in individual servos into the wing, which is going to have ones in the centre there. So yeah, we've got to work out where the holes are going to lie in those ribs. So that'll be pretty much like what we did for the fuselage, but without the outer. It'll just be the inner, in other words, the bit of piano wire, and that will be guided basically by the holes that are in the wood. So the wood actually supports the push rod to a certain extent. That's it. There is no more. I'm going. See you all tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.
Thank you for watching Captain Rob's RC Model Geeks. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. If you want to see more of the same type of videos, don't forget you can subscribe. If you want to support us, you can use PayPal, paypal.me/RC Model Geeks. If you want to contact us, you can email us rcmodelgeeks@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.